The Predator. This is the spoiler. I don't care what I spoil for the Predator. Look, The Predator is the worst movie I probably have seen with anything to do with film. Of any expectation. Going into this, I didn't have any really high expectation. You know, it just shows you how much they can dilute a film. They have totally destroyed this movie. I'm like, Fred Decker and Shane Black wrote this. Black and Decker. Once again, destroying a film. Now, Hawkins is who this was based off of. Of course, you know Shane Black played Hawkins back in '87, the original Predator. Okay, in there they really had no audio for him at all, no lines. So all Hawkins did was tell jokes, you know, and throughout the tapes anyway. So they just had Hawkins telling jokes. So he was the first guy killed, and I wish they'd have brought him back in this one just to kill him again. Forget all the controversy around the film due to whatever was going on with whatever her name is. Forgot her name. Olivia Munn. Yeah. Well, forget all that. Let's get into the grease of this film. You know, I've already done my movie review. Check that out. But let's get into this stupid movie here. First off, they took The Predator, which was a suspense action movie, and they turned it into a spoof. This has become a spoof of the movie Predator. Jacob Tremblay, who basically should have had an Oscar for Room, I couldn't believe, as talented as this guy is, they allow him to come into this project. His agent would put him in such a debacle, which is The Predator. A young boy accidentally triggers the universe's most lethal hunters return to Earth. Only a ragtag crew of ex-soldiers and a disgruntled scientist teacher can prevent the end of the human race. What? What? That script sounds ridiculous. A young boy triggers the universe's most lethal hunters. What? This whole thing sounds retarded from the beginning because the predators, they don't target children. They're game hunters. They want sport. So what is a little kid got something to do? Oh my God. Oh God. This was so terrible. All right. From the beginning. Okay. It sits there. They have a scene where the dialogue is all joke, 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 joke. You know, this was like the naked gun of Predator. You're sitting there and you're watching scenes where they got a predator tied down, and the visual aids they did great as far as the costumes, the outfits, the weaponry of the predator. They did their job, so we won't take them apart. But you got a star in the movie named Boyd Holbrook, who's just as bland as bologna sandwich. He's just sitting in there and he's just no personality, nothing. And I don't know what's happening here in this film, but it's just such a mess. He has a confrontation with a predator and decides to steal the predator's gear and mail it PO box. So I'm like, what? Why is he mailing it PO box? It goes to his house where a little kid takes the predator outfit. It's Halloween and he wears the predator mask that doesn't even fit his head outside, and he's got Asperger's, and of course, where's your Asperger's today? You got any Asperger's? You know, it's like the foreshadowing, the handicapped little boy. It's like, how much more do we need to put into this film? I mean, how many more social movements do we need to put inside of Predator? Okay. Next thing you know, what we got, the Cancer Society gonna pop up next. This movie is a complete debacle. So anyway, the little kid triggers something. The predator wakes up out of his coma or whatever. He breaks out, and from Olivia Munn saying, "You're one pretty mother ucker," I'm like, "Oh God, please get me out of this film." The only sign of tension in this movie is when the predator's walking around and she's got to strip down out of her clothes to go into a decontaminating booth to see if, you know, she can, before she can get cleared out of there, she's got to go through decontamination. So the predator creeps in the room where she is after he's just slaughtered like all the doctors in there. So it is the craziest thing. And Gary Busey's son is telling Olivia Munn, who's chasing a predator down with a doggone tranquilizer gun, "Don't let him get away." I'm like, are you serious? This is the dumbest movie probably I've seen this year. I can clearly say that. The Predator movie, I gave it a star and a half, and that was only because of the look. I mean, the look of the Predator when he had the outfit and all that, because the rest of this is trash. I mean, it is complete garbage, utter garbage. So he's trying to escape. The Predator is. Now he's running on the building, and under him running is Olivia Wilde. She's keeping up with the Predator. This Predator can leap from basically tree to tree, but he can't outrun a 35-year-old, 36-year-old, mixed half white, half Asian girl with a tranquilizer gun. Oh, this movie. So the Predator lands on a truck. Next thing you know, they try to shoot him. Everybody on the bus, this loony bus where everybody's on, where you got Michael Key from Key and Pell and Key or whatever they call themselves, and he's just cracking joke after joke after joke, and everybody's got some weird thing about him, and they think this is character development. You learning a lot about him. Why? Because the guy told you about him in 5 minutes. Oh, that's Ron. Yeah, he's got this thing wrong with him, and that's great. He's got Tourette's. Tourette's. This movie is so retarded that I couldn't believe they got away with this. I'm like, what was Shane Black thinking? This guy made The Nice Guys. A person who made that type of movie with comedy and everything, that was great. Then you come in and you do this. This was a joke of a film if I've ever seen one. I couldn't believe it. You don't care what happens at the end. That's how bad it is. So now it's like, oh, it's gonna be a predator showdown. All these predators running around. Like it is the dumbest thing. The predator's on a truck, right, trying to escape. He slaughters everybody in the back of the truck. The guy like, "Hey, is everything all right back there?" He literally cuts off an arm. The predator does, one of the guy's arm, grabs one of the guy's arms he cut off and sticks it through the door where the driver is, and the guy had a thumbs up already on the hand that got severed, and he showed it to the driver. And the whole movie theater's going, ah, they're laughing. This is hilarious. So they were enjoying themselves. The average people that came to watch a Predator movie, they enjoyed themselves. The people who were a fan of Predator were pissed off because they was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. And we're only 10 minutes in. I'm like, get ready. Get ready. Because it is finna get worse. It is the worst thing I've seen this year. I've never seen a movie this bad on this scale. So now I said, well, maybe I'm just too harsh. Maybe it didn't improve. The movie develops, and the way they introduce this doggone girl, she tranks herself in the foot. This doctor. Next thing you know, they want to eliminate her for what reason? I have no idea. They kidnap the doctor, take her with her. She becomes their whatever partner or what. I have no idea. Next thing you know, the little boy's got the predator mask on, and it turns around. They throw something at the helmet. It turns around and activate a self defense mechanism. Like if you attack it, it immediately strikes you and shoot. So it is so dumb. And it blows this guy up, and this guy who basically killed somebody, this 10-year-old, the helmet he got, he has no effect. No effect on him whatsoever. He doesn't seem to care. And they move on, and next thing you know, the big predator shows up because the other predator was a traitor and went rogue, and he's trying to help the humans. And he wants to stop it. So here comes Super Predator by himself with super dogs, predator dogs. They all got dreadlocks too. Oh God, who who put this together? Like, whose idea was it to put this trash on the screen? I couldn't believe this. Like when they said, "Yeah, well, he's a hunter. He should have dogs that hunt people, like a predator dog." Like their mouths are like the predator too. Oh, that'd be great. Mm, mm, mm. Unbelievable. We've seen some really bad movies this year, but I would watch The Nun 10 times before I watch The Predator. This is bad. This is real bad. Then, after all of this, they've been shooting predators left and right. They haven't realized that bullets don't work. They've been shooting, 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 shooting. Nothing's happening. So now this kid has got this device. It opens up all these different things, activates the ship. It's just terrible. So Big Predator Man shows up, kills everybody, gets on the ship. From the kid, he kills the other predator, whatever. And when he does this, he kills this other predator, rips his skull out. Then they try to make it like, well, they instead of keeping the trophy for sport, they take DNA and they inject it into themselves and they modify themselves. That's not how DNA works. Like, oh, whatever trait they had, you just inject it in somebody else, and then you automatically have that trait. No, it's not how DNA works at all. And these are scientists. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then they got the technology of the predator where they can sneak up on people with the they took from the suit this device that they click to make them go invisible. And they have the worst CGI ever when the big predator is going around collecting all the pieces. And somehow this kid can read alien technology just by looking at it for the first time. He's special because he has Asperger's. This movie cannot get any worse, right? Oh, it does. The whole band of misfits. There's time for them to just go. So the predator sets up a hunting event to make it like a little mini predator, a 5-minute segment where he hunts them down and tells them, "I'm gonna hunt you. Here's your clock. 10, 9, 8, 7." And he's like, "Uh-oh. What is it doing? He's gonna hunt us. We got time to run." So they run in the forest. Next thing you know, big predators in the trees, hunt them down. So he's hunting all of them down, and he takes the little boy instead of the lead actor, McKenna. He's like, he wants me. I'm the one you want. Just take me. He knocks him out the way, grabs the little boy, McKenna. And I'm like, he killed everybody else, but he's gonna leave you two alive because he needs you alive in order for it to be a climax. So he's just smack you guys out of the way. Even though he was hunting everybody and killing everybody, but he see you guys said, well, I'll just smack you around. Even though you've been shooting at me all day. So let me just smack you. Then the lead bad guy, the black guy in the movie, he has a device. As soon as he tries to use it, it turns around and blows his head off. It just doesn't make any sense. The movie has no direction. It has no originality. Olivia Munn jumps on the back of this predator super predator who's been set on fire. He's been stabbed up by T-Rex man. All kind of things are going down. And for some weird reason, Super Predator is still there. So Super Predator gets an arm cut off. They take a device, shoot him with it. Next thing you know, they're shooting people in the head. Predator dog is still alive. One of the Predator dogs, for some reason, got shot in the head. He's still alive, and he just follows them around all the time. I don't know. I don't know what to say for this movie, man. I'm really exhausted just thinking like how I can't believe how bad it was. That I'm just blown away. Olivia Munn jumps on top of the head of the predator. She sneaks up on him after the predator ship carried them for at least in a ship for a couple of miles out. She was able to get caught up with them somehow and magically find them in a forest somewhere after they crash. Well, she's a predator too. She can just run through trees. So at the very end, this thing that the predator was bringing, that was supposed to be the savior. Everybody's like, "What is it? I wonder who it is." It's probably Arnold Schwarzenegger in there. No, it's some stupid device, a suit that attaches to your body, and it makes you into a predator. They call it the Predator Killer. That you could have led with that. Just lead with that suit and and scrap half this movie and throw it in the trash. Had the humans put on that, anything been better than watching them shoot guns and watch bullets bounce off the predator all night long. When from people who've seen that bullets are not working. It's like why are they still firing bullets? They know they don't work. It's like what you guys know everything about the predator. You guys did all this research, but you don't realize that these bullets aren't working. So, yeah, that's what was going on with the movie, and it's a complete waste of everyone's time. I'm out.